welcome back to the table. We're getting ready to continue here. The next stop is the USA. So I got the board out, and let's see. The last one, I think I forgot. The first three drivers to cross the finish line in the first lap immediately gain a sponsorship card. I forgot to do that, and I think I was leading at least in the first lap. I think I was right behind the black player, in fact. So I sort of hurt myself there. So this one, each time you reach a speed of 15 or more, immediately gain a sponsorship card. Alright, so first thing we do is the wrench, and then we each gain a sponsor. And then the the press is at B, which it is interesting. You have to grab these other cards to figure out where B is. So B is this corner right here. So we'll go ahead and put the press there, like so. Okay, somebody had responded and said that the board game forums are not in agreement that there is a official decision that the way I played it the first time was actually the correct way. That this missing the driver's symbol is not allowed to be used on turns. So, or you can use it, but it'll count towards the turn. I think that makes sense because, to be honest, it's too powerful. If I can use it on a turn, I can just, moving 5 spaces out of a turn for free is really, really powerful. So really all it boils down to is it can't be pulled during a stress maneuver or a adrenaline burst. Because if you draw anything that doesn't have the little symbol on it, you ignore it. So that's all it basically boils down to. And I don't know, it's a little weak. This game, I don't know. Sometimes when I play a game, the more I play it, the more I realize it's got weaknesses. And this one is starting to show a few. But we'll go ahead and keep trying it. And I still like the idea of using cards instead of dice. Like that, I think gives more control. But beyond that, it's still shaping up to be a middle of the road game for me. The one I would like to maybe try is there is the one from GMT, which I've heard a lot of great feedback about. But I haven't ruled this out yet. I just I'm starting to get a little And another reason why I'm a little is that these tires stunk. I think I would play better and beat people who have these upgraded cards with just the basic deck. Like seriously, the basic deck was better than having those tires. And the upgrades. The sponsorship cards weren't all that great either. There was the one time I used the sponsorship card, it actually worked for me, but it was too situational. The sponsorship card stunk too, if you ask me. So, anyways, let's go ahead and do this again. I would definitely get the turbocharger this time around. That's the one I should have gotten in the first place. I think it suits my playstyle. I like the idea of adding +2 to the corners, but the idea of drawing 2 stress cards ruins it for me. So here we go. This is the one for me, and then 1, 2, 3 more. Okay, so we didn't get the supercharger this time. This one is a, you can count it as a 1 or a 2, and it gives you a +1 to your slipstream. That stinks, if you ask me. It's just as bad as everything else. The brakes, counting them as a 1 or a 3. Now that's at least a little bit better because it's basically, you can control or throttle it, and it could be either or. So if you play that with the tires, right? So then I draw 2 random ones, and let's say the value is too high. Well, now I can make this a 1. But if I draw 2 of these and I draw values too low, then I can choose it to be a 3. Like these two together actually starts to make sense. The fuel thing, it's just a straight up 2, but then the little trash symbol, I don't know what that symbol is. It's a symbol of a trash can. You may look through your discard pile and choose up to that many number of cards there. These cards are shuffled into your draw deck. Okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. And then the breaks on the right counts as a 1, 2, 3, or 4, but you have to take a heat every time you play it. That is also powerful. The fact that it could be a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Alright, I'll keep my tires, and I'm just going to take these breaks right here. Thing is, you got to use them both together in order for them to be helpful. I don't know. I feel like these cards are just making my life more miserable. They're not helping me. Okay, so that's that step. We now have to draw our weather card. So let's get that out of the way. It is raining, so +1 stress added. So what this means is we're going to draw 6 heat cards again, like last time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that gets added to our area, and then it's showing that we're going to get 4 stress cards instead of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, our normal deck gets 1 more shuffled in. So I'm going to go ahead and get that shuffled. Then we have to do the track tokens, and I think we'll be ready to go. Oh, we got to get our sponsorship card. So I shuffled my deck. I haven't drawn my 7 cards yet. Let's draw our sponsor card, which is here. So we got a Lord & Company. It's a 6er, and it just means it's one-time use. But I will take that. A 6er is very, very nice, and that goes in our hand, and it's in addition to the 7 that we draw. So let's draw those 7 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. So all speed cards and nothing else. And then we got to set up our track. Here is the starting line. So I got to get out our sheet. Silver was in first place. And then it's black. Then red. Then yellow. Then blue. And green. And then the Mystery Machine with tinted windows. Alright, we got it. Next, we have to get our tokens and shuffle those up. So let's do that. Whoops. Get these good and shaken up. Alright, so for the first corner, that would be here. So this is for so we have a section 1. So that means that from this corner to that corner we have a slipstream of +1. Then we go to this corner here, and it has a plus. I thought I knew all the symbols by now. What's the plus? Heat control. Do not pay heat to boost in this sector. It's still just a 1 boost per turn, but you can boost without having to pay heat. Oh, I like that. That's a nice stretch for it too. Then the next corner, another slipstream bonus, which will go. Actually, it goes here. So we don't have any actual. Oh, I'm sorry. No. That goes here. Because I was supposed to do that corner there. Now we're doing this corner. And for that, oh, we got a +1. So that 2 becomes a 3, which helps us a little bit. That's a really tight corner. So the weather effects actually don't happen where it gives a slipstream of +2 because we didn't draw any of the weather effect tokens. Alright, so we're starting off. We can go into second gear or take a heat to go into third. I'm a fan of taking the heat for a bonus draw. I'm going to just... Yeah, I'll take the heat. So I'm going to take a heat and we're going to go to third. And then we're going to play the 4, the 4, and the 3. And off we go. So let's get rocking. By the way, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, is your score over 3 seasons. So even though I finished last place and I probably won't necessarily win this season, I could still become the GOAT. So yeah, every season has its own winner, and then there's the GOAT over 3 seasons. Alright, so getting to this, we have silver gets a 16. We're sitting at the 12, so he's going to stop at the 2. Black is a 14 sitting at a 12. He's going to stop at the 1. Red, 15, stops at 2. Yellow, 17, is going to stop at the 2, which there is no 2, so he's going to go back to the 3. 18 stops at the 3. And then blue is a 12. That's a 14. He can't stop at the 2, so he's got... Look at this. The 2 was booked, then the 3. So normally he would go here to the 2, but he had to stop way back here at the 4. And now we're looking at ours. We have 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I get a +1 bonus because of my being in last place, but I don't get to use it. I also could do a slipstream, which is 2, and I don't get to use it because I'm stuck behind all these guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the adrenaline boost and hope that that gets me past these guys. And part of the reason why I'm doing this adrenaline boost is if you look at my hand, I got all 3 of the 1s in my hand. So I'm going to draw at least a 2. That's the one thing. There's a good chance I'll draw a 3. And here's the exact order. So we're going to... The adrenaline is the first thing you decide to do after... And then we get to do the react and then the slipstream later. And then the part where I get a +1 for being in last place... That is where... Oh, that's the adrenaline. So that happens first. Then the react, the cooldown. Okay, react, cooldown, and boost. Those are all in whatever order I'd like. So taking the +1 for being in last place has to be decided now. I can't do that. But I am going to do the boost. So I'm going to take another heat and draw 1 more card. So, and of course I draw the 2, which doesn't do me any good. The 2 doesn't get me out of my situation. So, I'm stuck. I took a heat for nothing. Oh, you know what I should have done. Actually, I'm sorry. I just realized something. I had the 6 in my hand. I would have done this. Those would have been the 3 cards I would have played. That would have been 14. So if we come back here, so 15 minus 14 is 1. That puts me right there on the noggin. And I would not have taken an adrenaline boost because that would have caused me to have to draw heat cards. So anyways, there you have it. So I took the 3 back in my hand. I put the heat card back. I actually put the 2 back on top because that is the card I would have drawn. and I'm going to go ahead and discard these. And then as far as like, these, I'm actually going to discard 4 cards from my hand. And so I only have 1 card left. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then of course that sponsorship card is already gone. But that one came in handy. Moving 6 spaces was great. And there we go. There's our draw. Okay, so we are on to the next turn. You can see that the turn speed is 7 here. Oh, I bumped this. The slipstream is going to be +1 after the turn, but not before. I am in 3rd gear currently, and I think I'm going to, well, let's look, but I think I'm going to switch to 4th gear. Actually, maybe I don't want to switch to 4th gear, because getting to 7 is pretty easy to do. What a tough choice. I got to get around this corner. So I'm going to stay in 3rd gear, and I'm going to use our brakes, and then we're going to get rid of the 2 stress cards. So the brakes could be a 1 or a 3, and we'll let these dictate which one the brakes are going to be. So I think that's the proper way to use these cards. To me, this is harder than just playing the basic. I don't know. Maybe it could be handled better, but okay. And am I staying in 3rd gear? That's the tougher challenge. I can only go to 7. So this would be at minimum a 3 plus 2 draws. And these could both be 3s. So that could be up to 9. Ugh. I'm going to stay in 3rd gear. So we'll stay in 3rd gear around this turn. Alright. I am not in 1st place, but I am darn close after just 1 round. And here's what we got. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that down here. Maybe situate the camera more like this. And so black is first, and they are going to go 3 plus 7 is 10. 9 and 8. So 20 minus 8 is 12. So he's there. So next we get to our turn. So I'm going to draw. So we drew the 2. And the 5 doesn't count. The 3. So this is 3, 4, 5, and then I can make it a 6 out of the 7, or I can make it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and take a heat. I'll make it the 8, and I'll take a heat for going around that turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am 1 short of being able to slipstream, which would have been nice. But that's our hand, and that's what I have left. 4. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 3. And there we go. I got a slipstream and 2 more stresses. Oh, I'm not done. Let's keep going. Next up is silver. 3 plus 7 is 10. 9, 8, 7. He's up to 13. Then red is 8. 7, 6, 5. 15. Yellow is 8. 7, 6, 5, 4. 16. Green is 8. 7, 6, 5, 4. 16. And blue is 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Blue is at 18. So there you have it. Alright, next round. I am in 3rd gear. I am going to... That would be 10 spaces. I'm going to stay in third gear, and we're going to play those 10 spaces. And here we go. Here's our card. Black. The line, by the way, is here. So he's moving 11 spaces. He's at the 12, so he's going to stop at the 1. And then gray is moving 10 at the 13, stops at the 3. And then I'm moving 10. I stop at the 4, which is perfect. And then I'm going to get the slipstream, and I get a +1 to my slipstream. So I go 1, 2, 3, and I finish there. That was a great run. Good use of the slipstream right there. Alright, and then I can only discard this card, but I actually need to keep it for the turn. So I have 4, here's 5 and 6, and then I gotta draw one more for 7. Here's the one more. So we drew a 4. So that's an interesting, this will be an interesting turn coming up. So, okay, let's keep going. Red has a 12. So 15 minus 12 is 3. Yellow has a 16, and they're at the 16, so they go up to the 0. Green, 14, they go to the 2. And then blue has a 19, they're on the 18, so they will stop at the 3, which is blocked, so they go back to the 4. So there you have it. It's a very close race so far. Okay, this next turn is a 3 for us. This is where this becomes so problematic. I could turn it into a 5. And then do this. So I'm drawing 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And they have to all add up to a 5. I have one of the 4s and 2 of the 2s. So there's a lot of 3s out there. There's 2 other 4s. And of course all 3 1s are out there still. But the chances are higher that I'm going to draw a 3 or a 4 than a 1. I mean, actually, the chances are good I'm going to draw both, the 1s and the 3s and 4s, but I should draw more 3s and 4s. So this turn is a 3. These tires stink because I can't do that. Since the turn is a 3, I'm going to drop down to a 2nd gear. I can do that. I mean, I could do it this way. So now I'm only drawing 3 of these, and that's a 5. But still, if let's say I draw an average of 3, that's a 9 minus 5. I'm drawing 4 heat cards. I do have 4 heat cards to draw, but man oh man, that's quite a risk. Or I could just control it. This is a 4. Or I'm sorry, this is a 2 plus 2 of those. That's still bad. Oh man, this is so bad. Or I could just do that and I'm drawing 1 heat. Getting around that corner with a 4 is not the worst thing in the world to do. Oh. I'm going to risk it. Let's see how bad this turns, but we'll go ahead and do it. Okay, here we go. Yellow is first. They are at the 1. We're using these numbers along the top. So let me move the camera over. So yellow's a 1 plus a 3. Oh, if we get plus 2 heat, we gain a sponsorship card. I forgot about that. Oh, and if we ever move more than 15, we get a sponsorship. I keep forgetting about the special rules. On the very first turn, we move more than 15. We move 16. So I'll go ahead and take the sponsorship card now. And there it is. So we got a 4 with a cooldown of 2. Okay, I'll hold on to that. Technically, it should have been clogging my hand, but we'll go ahead and do that going forward. Alright, so this is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then black is next with a 5. And now it's our turn. Okay, so we gotta skip 1. Perfect. I gotta skip that though. 3. We're up to 4, so that's 1 heat. Skip 3. This is what we thought. So we're at 7, and it was supposed to be a 4. So we just took 3 heat. No, it's a 5 because we added +2. So it becomes 2 heat, which is exactly what the press needs us to do, right? So we're going to take 2 heat, and the side effect is we get a sponsorship because the press. So we got another one of those cooldown. Well, we're going to be using those pretty soon. I get to get rid of some cards from my hand, so I'm going to actually discard these 2s, and I'm also going to we get rid of a heat because we are in second gear. So that's what I got. 4 cards, and I'm going to draw 3. 1, 2, 3, and I drew a heat. Okay, that brings us not to the end. It's just to the end for me, and I do move 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am currently in first place. Alright, to keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't move 6, so he'll stop. Silver is 1, 2. Oh, silver's the first one to get screwed by the corner. Red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then blue, 4. 1, 2, 3. Blue also got screwed by the corner. And just in case you're keeping track at home, silver was the first place finisher, and blue was near the end. So this is a big change for silver. Now remember, we could take an adrenaline boost here with no heat penalty. We are currently in second gear, which means we can get rid of a heat. I am going to do exactly that. I'm going to spend 4 and a stress, and then I can do a adrenaline for free if this doesn't turn into a good card. So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully this will pay off for me. So I'm staying in second gear, which is going to let me get rid of this heat. So I know I like to prematurely put it in the pile, but I'm just going to set it to the side here just so I remind myself that I'm discarding that heat card. Alright, so there I am. I'm in first place, so let's go ahead and resolve this right away. So that's an ignore. There we go, we drew a 7. So we are currently on the 10. So that puts us to the 3. So we're right up on the turn, and I'm actually going to do the adrenaline boost for free. Oh, and I drew a 4. Oh no. Oh no. That was the one thing I didn't want to draw. Oh, I just hammered myself there. So that becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just went 11 spaces. I have to take 8 heat. And obviously, as you know, I can't take 8 heat. I only have 4 to draw. So I'm going to draw the 4, and of course we're going to do a spin out right here. I dropped to first gear, and I have to put 2 stress cards in my hand. No, I was only in second gear. I only have to do 1 stress card. Alright, so here's what I got. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And I'm just spin out Jeff again. There's my 2 that I drew. And I gotta go through this corner. Still, I am in first gear. And let's keep going for them. Black is going to move 12. And they are going to end up here. Yellow 10. Let's see. Green 17. But they're sitting on the 13. So they're going to stop at the 2. Red 19 sitting on the 13. They stop at the 3. And by the way, it would have been a 3 even if the 2 was available. And then blue and gray here are still behind the corner. So blue is going to move 1, 2, 3. And silver is going to move 5. Like so. Alright, we're at the end. Technically, we are still in first place. So we have a corner of 3. I am in first gear. And I only get to move 3 spaces. I'm going to go ahead and shift to second gear and just play exactly 3. Alright, and so since we go first, those will be the 2 cards we play. We go around the corner. One, 2, 3, like so. And we're good. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in my hand. And I'm going to draw 2. And these are the 2 I drew. Alright, and then we got to get an AI card for them. Alright, so I'm going to put that there. Okay, starting with black. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then green. If anything, I think the game feels thematic. I know I'm buggering on its mechanics, but it feels very thematic in terms of, you know, I just did a spin out and 3 cars were able to pass me, you know. That part feels very appropriate. So red just got hammered by the corner. And then silver is moving 12 spaces. They're at 11. So they stop at the 1. And then blue is moving 17. They stop at the 2. So there you go. Next turn. We are in second gear. We have a corner coming up, which is just a 2. So it becomes a 3 because of the thing. But I think I'm going to stay in second gear. But the problem I have is if I do, I have to play a... I am 5 spaces away. So if I do a 4 and a 1, that does get me right to the corner. And then Slipstream, by the way, doesn't count towards the corner, but a 5 would. Well, how do I want to do this, Jeff? Yeah, I'll go with that. We're going to stay in second gear. We're going to do that. Alright, let's go with the AI. Here's what we got. So, a lot of vroom for the AI on this card. Okay, so black is a 3 plus this is now a 3, so that's 6. He makes it around the corner. And then yellow is a 1 plus 3 is 4. And stops right there. And then it's us. So remember, I played a 5. So I move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am inside of this thing, so the slipstream is a +1. So I am going to use the slipstream, which gives me a 3. So this is 1, 2, 3. That puts us in first place. However, The 5 means I now have to draw heat. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm sorry. There's no heat cards for me to draw. I would love to have done it. It would only cost me 2 heat to do a maneuver like that, and that would have been a beautiful maneuver. I have no heat to draw. I would spin out, so I am not going to do that. I'm staying right where I am, and that means black is going to be way in the lead, unfortunately. And they finished second last time, so they're sort of running away with this so far. All right, green, it moves 12, so it'll finish at the 1. And then we got the corner here for red, which is 5. Then silver, 6. And then blue, 5. And there you have it. Okay, we are in second gear, so I do get to get rid of 1 heat. I was supposed to do that, so I technically have 1 there. Discard, and we are going to draw. I have 4. I get to draw 3 cards, and I have to go around this tight turn. 1, 2, 3. So I drew a heat, a 4, and a stress. I am in trouble. Alright, so for this round, I am actually... See, here's my dilemma. All I have are stress cards in 4s and 5s. So I'm going to blow past this corner. I only have 1 heat. So I have to downshift to 1 and just play 1 shift stress card. I will be able to discard this heat before we calculate the corner. So I am able to discard this before we calculate the corner. And that's important because I may have to draw 2 heat cards depending on what we get. Actually, because they modified it to a 3, the worst I'm going to do is draw 1 heat card for this. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, we're going to go ahead and get the AI. So thankfully for us, black isn't going too fast, so they're going 10. So they're going to stop at the 12 here. And then yellow is 3 plus 3 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like they did a spin out, but they really didn't. And then it's us. So we're going to go ahead and draw. I drew a 3, which is perfect. That's exactly what the corner is, so we take no heat at all for doing that. And I get to discard that heat, like I said. So I have 5 cards in my hand, and I'm going to go ahead and draw 2. And then we just keep going. So green moves 1, 2, 3. Then let's see, red is 5. And silver is also 5, but it has to stop at 4. And then blue is actually a 15, which ends at a 2, like so. Alright, next round. I am in first gear. I clearly need to go to a higher gear, so I'm actually going to go to third. I will take one of those heat back. I can't rest. This would be great, except I have no heat in my hand, but I have 3 wonderful cards to play anyways, so I'm going to do a 5, 4, and 4 like that. I don't have to play the other cards yet. Alright, AI, black, is moving 17, but they are sitting on the 12, so they're going to come around and stop at the 2. They are making great progress. Yellow is moving 15, they're on the 18, so they go to the 3. And then it's us. So 5, 4 is 9, and 4 is 13. So 21 minus 13, so this is 10, 11, 12, 13. That puts us on the 8. And I'm going to take a heat, and we're going to do another adrenaline. There's a 0, we ignore that. And we got 2 more. That puts us to the 6. Believe it or not, that was worth it. Because this turn is a fast turn, but we need to get through the turn. Next, red is 11. So 22 minus 11 puts us to 11. And then green is a 10, so that puts him to the 12. Silver is 13. That puts him to the 10. And then blue is behind the corner, so they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. It's our turn again. We're in third gear. I think I forgot to draw. I did. So there's 4, 5, 6, and 7. I am going to shift to fourth gear, and we're going to play both brake tires and both of those. That's the 4 we're going to do. So I am going to be drawing 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, and then I can use this as a 1 or a 3. And this gives us a +2, which means we have a speed limit of 9. So that's what I'm going to bank on. All right. This might be a real situation where these cards actually do pay off for me. We're soon going to find out. Here's the card. I will lay it down here. We start with black, who gets a 9. So 8, 7, 6. So 20 minus 6 is 14. And then yellow gets a 7. 6, 5, 4, 3. 17. And then it's us. So we got ourselves a lot of drawing to do. So let's start with the first one. It is a 2. The second one is a 4. The third one is a 1. The fourth one is a 1. That's what I was banking on. So, because we played like 2 or 4s and a 3 already. So this is 4, 6, 7, 8. The speed limit is 7, plus 2 is 9. So I'm going to make this break a 1. So we have a perfect 9 to go around the corner. So that did pay off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we just learned that the slipstream does not count. And we get a +1 slipstream. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We are back in second place. Woo! Alright, let's go through the rest here. The silver is going to go to the 1. Red is going to the 1. Green is going to the 2. And blue has 18. So out of 22, so 10 and 4. So blue sort of caught up. 18 spaces definitely helps blue. All right, we're rocking. I don't think I made too many mistakes, or if I hadn't made a mistake, I haven't caught it. I know you guys catch them, but in terms of like, I don't feel like I've had to retcon too much. I did forget to draw my sponsor card. Oh, I probably forgot to draw it again. Did I move more than 15? Yes, I did. I get a sponsor card. Here we go. So that's a +1 on turns. And I forgot to draw my hand anyway, so this is a perfect time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, here we are. We're at 15. I said I was in fourth gear. I can only move 15 spaces. I only have 1 heat card in my hand. The turn is only a 3. So let's say I wanted to do 4 cards. This would be 3, 6, 8. And then I would be stuck using one of these, so I would do this one for 11. And I know I get to get rid of 2 heat cards. I only have 1, but at least get rid of 1. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and do an 11 with a get rid of this heat card. Alright, let's go. Black is in front of us. They are not at their line yet, so he's moving 15 spaces. He's at the 14. So he will stop at the 2. Alright, we are on space number 15, and I just said we're going to go 3, 6, 7, 8, and 4. We're actually going 12. 12 spaces. And I get to get rid of 2 heat. I'm at the 15. So 15 minus 12 puts us right at the 3. And then I'm going to slipstream, which we still get the +1. 1, 2, 3 puts me right there. That's perfect. What a great run that was. And so, yeah, we lose our sponsor card. That's okay. That was a good sponsor card. And we keep going. So he moves 14, so he's going to stop at the 3. And these guys are behind the corner. So silver is going to go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Red is going to go 10. 9, 8. 20 minus 8 is 12. Green is going 10. 9, 8, 7. So it's going to go to the 13. And then blue is going to go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. That is the end of round. I have to pause real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so our biggest dilemma is we're right before a 3 turn, and we're in 4th gear. So I, as always, keep forgetting to draw back up to my hand size. So there's 1. Then we have to shuffle. We only have 1 heat card available. So I may have to take that heat card to go down to 2nd gear, unfortunately. Being in 4th gear is a bit high, going around a corner that only has a 3. Alright, so there was 1. Here's 2. 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Alright, so yeah, look at our cards. They're all really high. Well, actually, we have some lower ones, but like if I wanted to do a 4, I'd be doing 1, 2, 3, and then this one lets me increase the speed limit by 1, but just by 1, and it's a whole, I have to add 3 to my value. So it's not super helpful here. I'd get killed. So no matter what, I want to at least go down to 3rd gear, right? So here I'm looking at, this is a 3, and then whatever I draw here is going to be heat. I only have 1 heat available to draw. That's going to be problematic. So I think I want to take the heat. So I'm going to draw that heat, and then we're going to go down to 2nd gear, and then I can pull this back, and then we can go around the corner at 3. I think that's the perfect way to play this. And then because I went down to 2nd gear, I can actually get rid of a heat. So I'm just exchanging 1 heat for another, which I'm fine with. And yeah, we're going to go zip, 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 and right around in 2nd gear. And then we keep going. So now black is... and yeah, I don't get a sponsor because I'm not drawing 2 heat, but I'm okay with that. I don't need the sponsor this time around. So now black has a, let's see, a 1 plus a 3 is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yellow is a 3, and yellow's going to get screwed by the corner. So he stopped early of the corner. And then these other ones, red is going to go 19, but he's going to end at 3. Then green is going 17, we'll end at 2. Silver is going to go 15, they're on the 15, so they ended at the 0. And then blue is at the 17, is going 11, so it's going to end at 6. Blue's getting hosed hard, because that 6 is before the corner line. Poor blue. Assuming I don't screw up too badly, I'm at least beating blue this race. Alright, in typical Jeff fashion, I got so excited at taking everybody's turn, I forgot to draw my hand. I have 4. I'm going to keep those 4. There we go, 5, 6, 7. And I drew 2 heat. I think I'm seeing a perfect opportunity to play a sponsorship card. And we go to our turn. I'm going to go ahead and shift up to 3. And I am going to play this one, which will let me get rid of these 2 heat cards. That's for 1. I'm sitting on the 13, so I can make this an 8. And and then I can either make it an 11 or I can get rid of my stress card. Like use this as an opportunity to get rid of this. I'm not too worried about having stress cards, so I'm going to go ahead and use that while I can. So that's going to help us move 11 spaces, and we're at the 13, so it's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and discard these and the 11 spaces because we go first. So 13 minus 11 is going to put me down to 2. And that's fantastic. And last time I took the free adrenaline and got burned by it. This time I'm not going to do that. I'm also not in as perfect of a spot to try to do the free adrenaline. And I know I'm pronouncing it. Adrenaline is for when you're in last place. It's the boost. Okay, so I am ending my turn with 2 cards. Here's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I somehow bumped everybody. Look at this. I know he was at 6, and the red was at the 3. It's my coat. I'm wearing a coat. It's actually quite cold today. All right, let's draw for the AI. Black is going to go 11 spaces. They're at the 14. So they're going to be right behind us, sitting at the 3. And then I'm going to put this here. Yellow is at the turn. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Silver, also at the turn. 1, 2, 3. Green, 1, 2, 3, 4. Red, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then blue is trying to move 19 spaces, but is only going to move 3 because he was behind the line. Alright, we're done. We are in 3rd gear. We need to go around a corner. I definitely think I want to shift down to 2nd gear for this corner. But then I still have the issue of getting around this corner. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play the 1 and the 3. That 3 will turn the corner into a 4, which is perfect. Because now I can go exactly 4 around that corner. And that's what I'll do. We're going to play those 2 cards. I am in 2nd gear, so I get to get rid of my heat. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. Alright, AI turn. Black is going to go 1 plus 3 is 4. And they make it around the corner. It would have been really nice if they didn't, but that's not the case. Yellow. All these guys are going to overshoot the turn, so they're going to be bounced back. Silver, though, isn't. They're going to move 12. They're on 13. So they're going to stop at the 1. Green is going to bounce back to the 2. Red is just going to move 10. So they're going to stop at the 5. And then blue here, which is just off camera, is moving 5. So they make it around that turn. Alright. We are sitting in 2nd gear. We are approaching a 2 turn. I forgot to draw again. So there's my 4, 5, 6, 7. And as you can see, I drew a whole bunch of weirdness. I am sitting 6 spaces away from the turn. A lot of these would just kill me. I could play both of these cards and get exactly a 6. But what I think I'm going to do is play the breaks and then a stress. So if I draw a 1 here, I can turn this into a 3. And, you know, I could just mix and match these to get the desired outcome. I want to get as close to the turn as I can without going over it. And I am in 2nd gear, so I will get rid of another heat. And yes, I'll lay it sideways for now, but I have 4 heat already discarded. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to draw, and of course I get rid of that, which was great. I get rid of that, which is also great. We drew a 1, so I'm going to turn this into a 4. Not the best thing in the world, but I think it's good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. The problem is I'm going to need a 1, 2, 3 to get around this corner, but it happens to be a 3 thanks to this. If this wasn't here, this would have been, I guaranteed, have to take a heat. And I have 4 cards. I'm going to go ahead and draw 3. 1, 2, 3, and this is what I drew. So I did draw the 3 that I need to get around that corner. Alright, let's draw for the AI. Starting with black, they're going to try to move 17 spaces. Fat chance of that happening. So they are actually going to be neck and neck with us at the 2. And then silver, 4, green, 3, yellow, 5, red, 3. Red got screwed. Blue is moving 14, so blue actually passed somebody. Alright. What's funny is blue, well, red actually finished 3rd place last time, so blue is consistently bad. Okay, so this next turn is important because as we're coming up to the finish line here, we are exactly 3 spaces away from the turn, which is exactly a 3. So you could argue that we'll just do this and be done. Or I can go shift up to 3rd gear now, which prepares me for 4th gear the next turn, and throw that in. And then whatever this is, I'm just taking heat for whatever the value is. The chances are of it being a 4 are very low. And I don't know what's in my discard pile here, but I'm pretty sure I have another 4 in there. I'm not allowed to check, per the rules. But I got 2 of the 4s in my hand, so the chances are this is going to be a 3 or less. And I can afford to draw 5 heat. So really I have nothing to worry about. So I'm gonna shift up to 3rd gear, and we're gonna do exactly that. We gotta win. That's just how you win, folks. You gotta take the heat or get out of the kitchen. And there's the first card. There it is. We drew a 3. So I'm gonna draw 3 heat. 1, 2, 3, and we moved 6 spaces on a 3 turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're positioned to win. And let's draw for the AI. Black gets a 2. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's only 1 behind me. Next, silver. Gonna go to the 1. Yellow goes to the 0. Green goes to the 2. Blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then red, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. Alright, it's the final round. I forgot to draw up, didn't I? Yep, I always do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright. This did not get shuffled. So all those heat cards we just drew wasn't impacting us. I am shifting up to 4th gear, absolutely. And so here's 1, 2, 3. And if I look at all these cards, this is the best card because this lets me draw 2. So there's my 4 cards. And I'm not going to... That one would have been the one, but this is better. And then, of course, the 2s just stink. The nice thing about having the 2s in my hand is there's a good chance I'm not going to draw a 2. Although I am shuffling 3 1s back into the deck. And then the nice thing about this is that I get to ignore all those heat cards. We are in first place, so this is going to dictate exactly where we stop. Now, just remember, when you blow past the finish line, you don't care about turns anymore. You just move the total number of spaces beyond the finish line, not the Spanish line. You just go as many spaces as your engine, your cards tell you to. Ignore corners, ignore the rules for corners, all that stuff, because you're just trying to figure out like who truly is in first place. So when I did the last race, I took them off the board, probably prematurely. I mean, I kept track of it in my head, but it was a poor decision on my part. So we're going to draw 2 more cards. Here's the first one. I'm just going to put them over there. So here's card number 1. Oh, we ignore these because it doesn't have the sign on it. Oop, we drew a 4. Excellent. We ignore the 0. Look at all these cards. We ignore this. Oh, when you play these, you don't get to keep them. So that should have been discarded. There you go, a 1. So I think I'm happy with that. So this is a 5, well this is 12, and 5, 17, and 1 is 18. And that lets us draw a sponsorship card, if you remember. So we got another one of these for the next race. So we're at 18, which I need because that AI card could be 19 for all I know. So 20 minus 18 puts me all the way to the 2. So I made it past the finish line all the way to there. And so it just depends on what we draw here. And here's what we draw. And right there, he drew an 18. So this was you did have to squeak through here. And 21 minus 18 is 3. Like, he literally finished 1 space behind me, but I did beat him. And then as far as everybody else, they're still stuck on the corner. So, for example, yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Green, 1, 2, 3, 4. And blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then red's way back here, and they're going to end at the 2. So none of those guys finished. So here we are. We made a resounding turnaround from the first race. Finished first. Black is very consistently near the top. He finishes second for the second time. And then it's just a matter of how these guys are all going to finish. So now if we look here, red still has to get around the turn, so it's probably going to be in last place. The finish line is at the, if you make it to the 11 spot, you've crossed the finish line. So silver is going to go to the 3. So you can see it's 16. But see, this is 17, so that's a 1. This is a 12, so 1, 2. So this is going to drop 4 spaces on them, and it's already 2 spaces behind them. So that's going to drop 6 spaces behind. So it's going to be way back. And then green actually goes 18, so green gains 2, and that's how they're going to finish. I'm just doing offsets, folks. I don't have to actually count them out. It's just relativity. This is Einstein's theory of relativity here. If he moves 16 and he moves 17, that's why I only moved this guy up 1. This guy moved 18, so I moved him up 2. This one only moved 12, so he fell behind 4 spaces, but he was already 2 spaces behind at the start. So he's like 6 spaces behind. But it doesn't matter. We know our places. Silver is going to finish in 3rd, which is an amazing turnaround for him. He was in last place at one point. Then green, then blue, and by virtue of being stuck with this corner, blue beats red. So there you go. There's the finish. So we just got to get out our little score sheet with my coffee smears and all other stuff on it. Alright, so this is race 2. So this was England, race 2, USA. So silver, in this case, got 4 points. Black got another 6. Red got a nothing burger. Yellow got 3. Blue got 1. Green gets 2. And Jeff gets 9. And I think it's very obvious that black is winning right now, and then even silver's doing well. Both of these are higher score than me, but I did pass the whole field except for these two. I'm in third place right now with that finish. This one, yellow and red being sort of close, and then these two hogging up the rear. It is funny. I mean, I know this is just pure randomness, but it is neat how like certain ones are just statistically going to do better, even with the randomness. And so I like it. So far, it's fun. It's like playing with your Matchbox cars when you were a kid, and racing them and doing stuff with them. But, my favorite car always won in that case. All right, that is race 2. There's only one more race in this season, 1961, and then, or no, yeah, one more race in 1961. And then we have 3 races in 62, and then 4 in 63. So in order to finish the GOAT, you'd have to do all 3 years. But for this particular year, there's one more race to go. Anybody can win, I think. The black here with 12 points. So like the best I can do is 18. So I have to finish first place overall and get to 18, and then black can tie me at 18 if he gets second place overall. Clearly, if I let him win the race, there's no way I can catch him. But if I get first place overall, I will at least be tied for first place for the season. So this next race is what matters. All the cookies are in it, and no matter what, I have to beat black, and I have to beat them by 3 points or better. Getting in 6th place doesn't help me because 7th and 8th are only 1 or 2 points behind. So I have to make sure black is 3 points behind me in order to be able to pull this off. Silver is also ahead of me, but I think in that case, they're at 13, I'm at 9, they got a 4-point lead. Actually, silver is winning overall still. So they're at 13, and if they were to finish second place, they win. So even if I get first place overall, if silver finishes second, I have to get a 4-point advantage over silver. So I don't know. We gotta maybe spike their tires or do something, right? So I may not be able. My what is it? Winning is not in my control. I have to rely on others to win. Just for the year. We're not talking about the GOAT here. The GOAT's a different story. That's over the course of 3 years. But for this 1961 year, silver and black are definitely. If I let either of them beat me, I am for sure not going to win for the year. And then silver, I need some help. I can control my destiny. If I beat black, assuming I'm in the top 3 spots, I can win. I just can't be near the end. But silver, on the other hand, I need help to beat them. All right, very, very good. Next race will be in Italy. So I will get that set up, and I'll see you at the next race. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.